Okay, thanks for watching. I just wanted to do a quick review on this Ferris Wheel Press ink. This one is Ruby Royal Flush. I have a few of these inks already, and they're pretty great. I haven't used inks like this really much before, as potent as these, um, and they work really well with the pens that I use. Um, and I thought I'd just do a review of my experience with this ink. It's not the same as a lot of people probably will use this for, um, but I still get similar results. So um, yeah, I figure we'll just dive right in. So here is the Ferris Wheel Press Ruby Royal Flush ink box, and on the side of the box we go through um, what this ink will give. So like you have red base, yellow sheen, gold shimmer, and low shading. I have a few of these, and it looks like a lot of them or all of them have low shading except for one, which is this other one that I'll review later. So of course I like the advice it gives you, very solid advice. Anyway, 20 milliliters for this, and these are based on the Alice in Wonderland collection. um They tell you to experience this full magic of what this ink has to offer. Pair the ink with medium to broad nibs, or use tip pins. So as we'll see, I'm not using medium to broad nibs. I'm actually putting this an extra 5 minutes, okay? Because I'll compare with. Uh, I do have an inked in one nib, so we'll look at that. And I just wanted to show what this looks like when we open the box. So we open the box, and it comes kind of like floating, just to keep the bottle from breaking during shipment, and it's just really good design packaging. And you can pull that right out. There's nothing else in the box, but you could see the support in there. This is what you get. It says 20 milliliters on the back, and this is the front. And I do apologize, I do have a light coming in so you can actually see the reflection of that light, but let me try to get closer here so you can see. And the here's if you can see through the glass, there's definitely a lot of glitter. I'll try to zoom up closer. And that is like rose gold, or not rose gold, I'm sorry, gold shimmer. And usually will build up on the bottom or wherever it sits. Oops. So this is good to have in those converters where they'll like be a little ball in there so you can shake it up. But in general, I haven't had any problem with this. Only in one pin, but that pin I'm actually just having a problem with the nib, so I'm not really sure about that. Very popular pin that everyone says writes really well too. But anyway, so I'll try to be quick. So that's the box, that's the ink, and right now I have this ink in a few pins. Two of them, one of them's extra fine, the other one is fine, even though it's really like extra fine. And then I have it in a italic nib for the purposes of testing the ink. Okay, so I have it in a Kaweco Sport, extra fine. Let's see if I can get this to focus. I'm not using really good camera right now. There we go. So that's the EF there, extra fine. I keep this like in my pocket and I run. I'll jog to work, so it can be messy sometimes, but it doesn't leak or anything like that. I don't get any problems with it. My other pin is a Sailor. And this nib is also extra fine. I'm not really sure why this camera isn't focusing. It's crazy. I think I've had that problem. Okay, anyway. You can see the sheen on the feed a little bit. That's that gold sparkle. And I also have it inked up in a Lamy Joy. And a 1.5 millimeter nib. Okay. So the results I have vary, but they are amazing. So I really like this ink. I took some notes with this using my Sailor. And so this is the result you get using this on a extra fine with an extra fine nib. And I have a lot of writing in just notebook paper. So this is also the result of what it looks like on regular paper. So this is red. Of course, it's ruby red, but you do get a gold sheen in the light, and we'll see it better on different paper in just a sec, but this is what it looks like. Relatively normal cheap paper. I'm not really sure what this is. It doesn't bleed, this notebook, but this is a notebook I've probably gotten at like CVS or Walgreens or something. So on not a notebook that's $20 or more, we should expect to see sorry, I'm just trying to get this camera a little bit better situated, but we should expect to see ink that looks like this. Okay, here's some more notes. And I've had some smear. I'm a lefty and I've like leaned my hand on here, so that can happen. But up close, this is what it looks like. It's really, really nice. I use this ink to sign into work too. It's pretty dark. It's noticeably red against all the other signatures, but it's just too dark for anyone to say anything. So here we can see some of that gold sheen on even the extra fine. It's a little more noticeable in person, but we can still see a lot of that sheen. Is pretty bright. If you have it in the right angle, the whole thing can look gold, all the text. Which is not a good thing for signing, but I've changed ink since then. But anyway, so that's what it looks like on an extra fine. And here's a quick sketch of some cells and RNA strands. You can see the gold there. And I wanted to test this paper as well, or the ink on this paper. I need to really move this. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. This paper is really great if you don't mind blank paper. This Strathmore, it just doesn't bleed at all, like anything. And with ink, I tested this on the Lamy Joy. So this doesn't have a lot of sheen, this paper, but it does blend out really well, this ink. And here is it, or here it is with my Sailor. You can just tell on the Sailor, I just have more of gold from this nib. It just lets out those particles more. So the same ink looks different depending on the nib pin that you use. And this is Kaweco. So like this is red, but the Sailor is gold. And it's not just sitting. I have like other writing as well, and I'll show that actually right here. So here's more of this ink, and you can see the sheen. This is from the Sailor. So the Sailor just has such a powerful gold sheen. that, like I said, it even looks gold at certain angles, completely gold. Like that's just gold. And this is the Lamy, same ink. And when you move this at an angle, you can see how the sheen is spread throughout the letters, even really on the edges of the letters, it looks like. And it's really appealing to the eyes. And here's some more writing. But when you compare it to how the ink comes through an extra fine, it's just so good. And the color pops out amazing. So like if we add water to this, it will pop, the red just pops out. It just comes out. So I just thought I'd show that because I love using ink with I love drawing with ink and using water. And these Ferris wheels are so soluble, but the way they work is beautiful. So I'm just gonna I like to use regular brushes, but this water pen should be okay. This is Tomo Rover paper, by the way. So like, look how this color just comes out. Isn't that crazy? It's beautiful. It's amazing. And a good brush will really like make this color blend out really well. So I'm not gonna worry about that. I mean, just it's intense. So it really is that royal flush. So drawing with this is painting with it is amazing. I mean, look at that. I love this ink so much. I'm about maybe a third in already used of this ink, and I've gone through it, and I'm sure I'll use it up within the next maybe 2 months, and I'm sure I'll buy another one. But I recommend anybody that wants a red ink, that likes shimmer, likes gold. You can't get anything better than this Ferris Wheel Ruby Royal Flush. This is such a fun ink to use. I haven't had any problems with it in any of my pens. Um, I wish that it wasn't just 20 milliliters, but it's so potent that you don't have to worry. It's enough where you don't have to worry about what you write. It will make you excited to invest all of your writing. Um, I think it's motivational for me to get these inks because I've written so much just having these inks and thinking I'll run out and buy another one, and I haven't even gone through these bottles, and but I've filled up a few notebooks already. Um, so I think these still give you good value for the money. That said, I do have them in fine and extra fine nibs. If you have this in a very wet um, pen, you might want to be careful writing with this ink. Make sure you write it on your final drafts or your favorite paper, because 20 milliliters is 20 milliliters. I have a couple more of the Ferris wheel inks. I have a lot of other inks, but I hope to do reviews on them. I have one that I'll do next called Queen and Castle. It is my it's not my favorite, but it's one of my most appealing to my eyes. So I can't wait to show that one. I have that inked in a few pens as well, and I'm experimenting with that ink, mixing other ones with that one for different sheens. So I can't wait to show um, those examples in that video with that ink. So thanks for watching my experience and review of the Ferris Wheel Press Ruby Royal Flush. Definitely get a box of this if you can find it.